New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
What's going on? It's J.Ellis from Nick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. You know what time it is, man. And today, you know what I have with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G in the building.
Clap it up for that. Yeah, no Kathy, no Edson today, but hopefully we'll have him back soon. But it's all right.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm. We gotta hold it down for you, so don't worry. We got you on all the Knicks news and happenings of this whole entire week. Now, of course, we're gonna talk about the Knicks' new hire. We're gonna talk about the Knicks coaching search, the second round of interviews. But let me start off with some light Knicks news. Not deep, but light Knicks news. A little bit of cause for celebration, kinda. And that news has to do with our guy, Mitchell Robinson.
Money making Mitch.
Mitchell Robinson finished the season averaging 74.2% from the field goal percentage. Beating out Wilt Chamberlain, who averaged 72.7% per game. And that record will stand this season. So clap it up for that. Unless someone beats it in the bubble in Orlando, which might be hard to do. I'll just say that right now. So as long as no one in Orlando passes him in the NBA, Robinson, he'll be recognized for the single season field goal percentage record holder.
Does it say who has the best chance to dethrone him?
I'm glad you asked that. Next in line would be the Utah Jazz big man, the guy credited for all this Rooney stuff that's been happening right now. Pretty much, he would have to have 89 field goals without a miss during these 8 games in Orlando for him to surpass Money making Mitch. That's right.
Yeah, that's not happening. So
exactly. So it seems like to me, trophies as good as Mitch's, man. So congratulations to Mitch. It's a bright spot, definitely a bright spot for the Knicks. And keep up the good work. If you've been watching the Knicks videos on Knicks Twitter and Knicks Instagram, he's been putting in work in the summer. I know people complaining that all these dribbles, they will never work in the actual game. Listen, man, I'm enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it too.
Not gonna lie, I'm enjoying all the between the legs, juke, hang, dribble, hezzy, and then dunk it on. Come.
Hey.
Listen, they might not work on everybody, but I tell you this. If you have a center guarding Mitch out by the 3-point line and he does something like that,
yeah, Mitch gonna dun him up.
Where's the rotation coming from? Where's the all you gotta do is have a stretch floor at the 3-point line.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch do a little hezzy drive by. A point guard's gonna rotate and block him? I think not.
Nope.
I'm just saying. Don't underestimate all those handles that he's doing in the off season. It might come to fruition to help us out.
The only thing Mitch gotta do really is incorporate the Giannis strides, where it's like you just measure your strides, where it's like, okay, all you gotta do is take one dribble, then 1-2 finish.
1-2 finish, boom.
Yep.
Easy peasy. 2 points. Let's go. So shout out to Mitch. Nice little bright spot for his organization. Hopefully that's something to build on in the future. Next important Knicks news. Knicks have a new hire. Oh, sucky. That little slide dog, Leon Rose, he just keeps picking them up. First we got Walt Parent, assistant general manager. Then we got the capologist, Brock Aller.
Yes, sir.
guy who's vice president of strategic planning. And now we have another whiz kid, another guy, another analyst guy, Sean Maclean, brought in by Brock Aller to do some analyzing on his 16. What do you think about this hire, Ryan?
Well, first and foremost, what I found interesting when I read up on him is the fact that the Knicks basically hired him from Capital One. So this man wasn't even working within sports. Like, he was working for Capital One as treasury management go-to-market strategy lead.
Yeah.
So my man is just good analytics period. It seems like it doesn't matter whether it's in the banking industry, finance industry, or basketball. My man is just analytics all the way. Like, he's just good with numbers.
Yeah, man. It just seems like, I feel like MSG just hired this guy to do multiple jobs in one job. It's like, you know what? You can run the analytics and you can do our taxes. It's like, all right, cool. But yeah, absolutely, you're right. But he didn't just work with Capital One. He also go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying that he also worked with I think it's called Crossover Sports. Yeah, where he was doing a lot of analytics there, and he was able to like translate the basketball analytics to actual basketball talk, because you know how guys are that run an organization and they're looking at players to bring in and things like that. Like, you have to be able to explain to them through analytics why this makes sense.
Right.
And if you're unable to do that, it doesn't matter what your numbers show. They're just gonna look at you like, yeah, we're just gonna throw these numbers to the side. We're just gonna do what we're gonna do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, taking the information, processing it, and making it good for real world situations, or at least real world basketball situations, seems to be what this guy's strength is. I don't know if you ever listened to Jalen Rose. He's one of the few guys I do kind of catch every now and again on ESPN where I feel like he makes a good point, even though I feel like he made some bad points this week with coaching hires. That's another story. But if you ever hear Jalen talks, he talks about how he feels like analytics guys are overrated sometimes because they don't imply basketball sense and the eye test to analytics. But this guy in particular seems like he's also a sports fanatic on top of being an analyst guy. So it's not just brains with this guy. I feel like he can bring a lot more to the table, which it seems like on the surface, Knicks have another great hire.
Yeah.
To me.
And I think the fact that he worked with the Cleveland Cavaliers when they had LeBron James there, and the way he was able to take analytics and use it to the Cavaliers' advantage with surrounding LeBron James and Kyrie with the best players to support them.
Good point.
The results are there. Cleveland went to the finals pretty much every year LeBron was there. The only reason that they only got away with one championship was because they were facing the Warriors team, where that Warriors team was just stacked to the ceiling with all-star players. So if he can bring some of what he did in Cleveland to New York, I'm all for it.
Exactly. Example of bringing the data and making it actionable items. Here, get this guy. And that mixed with Brock Aller, who's a capologist, who's able to, manipulate the cap and maximize a little bit of money they have. It seemed like they made it a good team over there with LeBron there. And hopefully they can replicate the same thing with New York. What I also noticed... Oh, go ahead.
No, keep going.
What I also noticed from reading up on him on the articles and stuff, which was very interesting, the way he uses data, right? They say that he's always looking for ways to use data to help the draft process. I was like, oh. Yeah, so one quote was saying that Maclean once created a formula to project a pass rusher, if a pass rusher would be good in the NFL off their combine data. And he was fairly accurate in predicting how effective it would be based off the combine data, which was interesting. Now, I'm not sure if the Knicks are even going to have a combine this year, or the NBA in general. So I'm not sure how effective that could be this year in that respect. But that's just very interesting skill to have moving forward. Maybe I still feel that skill can be translatable even next season when the combine is brought back.
Most definitely.
So that was interesting. Or maybe the analytics they already have, for the season. For the season just passed, the few games that were played in college, maybe that I can simply use and put together a good team for Knicks and project which point guard would be best to take if LaMelo Ball, isn't available. Killian.
Yeah. I think that's a clear second choice.
You're damn right, better be second choice. We better. Killian, LaMelo, Killian, Kira.
Okay.
That's how I'm going. Although I am liking what I'm seeing from Denny in some of these clips where I saw Denny running them up.
Oh, yeah. That kid looked like he's going to be a problem.
He looked like he's going to be a problem, dog. And I always felt like, Golden State wasn't really going to take a guard. I always felt like Denny would be the guy for them, I always felt like it. Or even over Wiseman, but...
I can see it happening. I can definitely see it happening if Golden State keeps their top pick.
Right. Is Denny a number one pick? Maybe they trade down. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But I always felt like he was a better fit. Anyway. Moving on to some more news for your head top. Things that make you go... So, Ian Begley has come out in his mailbag sessions on, SNY to talk about what he feels the direction that Leon Rose will go in. Or, where he feels the direction Leon Rose is going to go. And he feels as if, one, the Knicks will be aggressive in pursuing trades for young, talented players if, highlight the word, if the opportunity presents itself, right?
Yes.
But here is the comment that caused a stir on Knicks Twitter. He also feels like the club will have a significant number of veterans on the roster next season in an effort to surround the younger players with knowledge and experience. Pretty much saying we will go after young talent, but bank on vets. Ryan, how do we feel about that, man? How does it feel? How do you feel?
Here's my thing. I believe that if you are looking to win games, you have to have a mix of veterans and young talent. But here's the thing. I feel like this past season we did that experiment. and there were veterans on our team that we believe did not deserve playing time over some of our young players that were on the roster.
Randall!
Exactly. Randall being one of them. Wayne Ellington being another, and there's just a few players that we believe that should not have been getting playing time over players like Dotson, etc. So, my thing is, these veterans that we're bringing in, are they going to hinder the playing time of the young talent that's going to be on our roster, or are these veterans going to be brought in as guys that will hold others accountable and be leaders on the squad and, let the young players get their playing time and do their thing? So, to me, it depends. I mean, if you look at who the Knicks are looking at becoming the head coach, it seems like Tom Thibodeau is the guy that's, the front runner at the moment. And if Tom Thibodeau is the guy, then obviously, veterans are going to come in because that's what Tom Thibodeau does. Like, he takes veteran teams and he makes them good. So it makes sense that if Tom Thibodeau is the guy, that Knicks are going to go after veteran players and mix it with the young players and see what they can do.
Right.
But me personally, like, I want to see the young players grow. Like, I want to see R.J. Barrett grow. I want to see Frank Ntilikina grow. If Dotson is still here, I want to see Dotson grow. I want to see players like that grow and become better rather than veterans just taking their minutes and playing like that.
I will say this. You're absolutely right. I want to see these players grow. But the type of veteran we bring in is a big deal, right? Yeah. It was reported earlier that the Knicks are looking to bring in Chris Paul. Obviously, we did this episode talking about Chris Paul and the numbers that happen when Chris Paul is injected into a team.
Yeah.
Everybody just seems to get better. If we inject Chris Paul into this whole situation, it might open up everything for everybody. RJ, Mitch, everybody.
Yeah.
That'd be a good thing. Right? So, depending on the veteran, it can go good or it can go bad. Marcus Morris. We all know what Marcus Morris did. We feel like there might be a chance he comes back because the Knicks staff, they really liked what he did with his team. They inspired the rest of his team. I always joke about Frank going, I'm a dog too, when he was in the papers, and because Morris says I'm a dog. I always joke, like, he brings that energy.
Yeah,
he brings up the team. Bad for RJ, possibly, because it stifles his growth and his touches.
Mm-hmm.
So, depending on how to make up a team is, it can affect us in negative. The other thing I'm thinking about this too is Kevin Knox. Right?
One more season.
It's been reported that they've been iffy on Knox. So I feel like because they're iffy on Knox, they are going to move like they don't really care about Knox, bro. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. Like, they're gonna, I'm dead. No, they were like, throw another small forward. They're gonna make it rough on him, man. I feel it.
To be honest about it though, they need to make it rough on him because my guy's been here for 2 seasons. He had one spectacular summer league where we thought that this guy was like the next coming of Kevin Durant. Then all of a sudden, my man just came right back down to earth, and he has not left Earth since then. So I don't know what to expect from Knox right now.
At the same time, man, we need to utilize the G League too. We're not going to play in the minutes we did the year before, where you saw some promise when he was getting 107 minutes a game under Fizdale. Then we need to put him in the G League. At least get some run there. You know what I mean?
Word.
But I mean, bare minimum, I expect people like Mitchell Robinson and RJ Barrett to get burned. I don't see that changing.
Yeah.
Touches, I could see changing. So I mean, I know Knicks Twitter is ablaze. This can be good or bad depending on how this shapes out. It's really too early to tell. So, cool your jets a little bit. Don't get the pitchforks out yet. Unless you're a Knox fan, then get your pitchforks. Because I don't see it looking good for him either way.
You're probably gonna have to put that Knox jersey on auction.
Yeah. Even me, man. Even my Dotson fandom is in jeopardy. My Dotson fandom is in jeopardy.
Yeah, he might be permanently free. We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. We don't.
Might be.
Although I did read today from, I believe it was Ian Begley, who said that he expects the Knicks to extend the qualifying offer, much like we said, in our last show. It's like it's $2 million for a guy who shot. It's not a lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. But he also expects that he will receive more lucrative offers elsewhere, and that's what scares.
Damn. Come on, Knicks, hold on to our draft picks. Come on, Dotson has not shown that he's gonna be a terrible player. Like, if anything, at most he's gonna be a solid 3-and-D guy, and you need players like that in the NBA. For once, let's keep our draft picks. Like, damn.
Yeah, man. I don't know if they're gonna give him a multi-year deal on a bargain, a multi-year $2-3 million. I don't know if that's gonna happen. We'll see, man. I'm telling you, man. Miami's gonna get him, or some team that likes 3-and-D guys. I'm gonna snatch him. Free that. But yeah, hopefully we get the right veterans here, and I feel like guys like Leon Rose and
Shout out to Worldwide West.
Worldwide West, they have something to prove here, man. Although we built a team here that's supposed to bring in young players, these guys are here to bring in the vets, man. I feel like they are, man. I feel like they have something to prove.
I think they're trying to make the Knicks formidable again, and of course the easiest way to make a team formidable is bring in veteran players. That's the easiest way. Exactly.
Like, I'm down for another year of just stinking. I'm down. I'm down for one more year.
Especially if we end up drafting a player like LaMelo Ball or Killian Hayes or somebody like that. I'm like, let's stink for another season, please. Let's give them the keys.
And especially because next year's draft is supposed to be better than this year's draft.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's tank it.
Exactly.
Or you know what? Not tank. Play the young guys.
Exactly. Play the young guys. Let them develop.
Let them develop. With the veterans as support.
Yes.
Bare minimum though, this season, if we're out, we better let the young guys play after February, man. None of this experiment until a little bit later to see if we make the playoffs, even though we're 50 games down. Nah.
Exactly.
Please let's do that. Yeah. All right. Moving on. In other news, we talked about the coaching search last week. We talked about the interesting thing that Woodson was in the second round of coaching searches, coaching interviews. Came out a little bit later that the rest of the coaches also had their coaching interviews as well. Jason Kidd, Kenny Atkinson. They also had coaching interviews that week as well. And wouldn't you know, Jason Kidd apparently kills the interview. Wows the Knicks brass. But after all is said and done, Tom Thibodeau is still the favorite. Things that make you go,
Indeed.
Ryan.
Yes, sir.
First and foremost, what do you think about Jason Kidd being a Knicks coach?
Honestly, I have mixed feelings about Jason Kidd.
I have no mixed feelings. I have one feeling, but go ahead.
Because if you look at Jason Kidd's coaching career, it seems like when he's first installed as coach, he actually brings results. Because I looked up a few stats from his time in Milwaukee when he left the Nets to go sign for Milwaukee to become the coach. And there were good things and there were good reviews about him. Like, one of the reviews about him was the fact that he's good at bringing the players together. He's good at creating locker room chemistry, which is a positive thing, especially in the NBA. If you can get the players to come together and have everybody on the same page, that bodes well for the team performing well.
Right.
Another positive thing about Jason Kidd is the fact that he's a defensive coach. He preaches defense first above everything. And when he first became Bucks coach, the year before that, the Bucks were the second worst defensive team in the league. But when Jason Kidd came in, he transformed the Bucks into ranking fourth in points allowed per 100 possessions. So that shows that when it comes to defense, Jason Kidd knows what he's doing.
Right.
And then another positive about Jason Kidd is the fact that he's good at player development. I mean, that's clear because Giannis Antetokounmpo made jumps when Jason Kidd was his coach. Yeah. So those are the positives about Jason Kidd. But here's the thing that worries me about Jason Kidd. It's just the fact that it seems like everywhere he goes, eventually some issues arise, and
it's a nice way of putting it.
And it's not sustained performance. You know, like, he'll have teams playing good for a while, but then after a while it's like he wears out his welcome and the team just starts to perform badly.
Yeah, man.
So my thing is, I don't know if Jason Kidd is the type of coach where you give him like a 3-4 year deal and the team performs well throughout those 3 to 4 years.
Let me help you. He's not the type of coach that you give a 3 or 4 year deal to. It's not in New York. I'm sorry. I already told you this a million times. He went to Brooklyn, had a decent year, tried to take over, become the GM. All of a sudden goes to Milwaukee. As well, but only could take him but thus far.
Yeah,
underperformed there to me. Did well the first year. Expect to take a next step next year. Never took that step. All of a sudden, he gets canned. Milwaukee takes off. Coincidence?
Yep.
I think not. Now, some can argue that maybe he changed his way. Maybe he learned something. He became an assistant coach somewhere else. And now, he's all good now. He's learned the error of his ways. But I'm skeptical, to say the least. And you know what, too? I'm going to read this quote from one of our YouTube commenters, Sean Hayes. Shout out to you. I'm going to pose a question. And this might apply to Jason Kidd. He says, do coaches have a ceiling? Is that the right word? I think that's the right word. He says, have we seen Woodson at his best? Can he take the hand that he's dealt next season? And if he gets the job and goes to another level of coaching beyond what we've seen, I know time will tell. But judging by whatever factors we have right now, what do you think? So I'm going to pose that question not to just Woodson, but to Jason Kidd as well. Was it too soon for Jason Kidd? And that's why he failed? Because he came straight from the league, swept from Knicks uniform, right into coaching.
Yeah.
Is it possible he hasn't developed yet?
I think this is a tough question because I don't think, even when it comes to players, I don't really believe in a ceiling per se, because I believe that it depends on a player or coach's mentality. I feel like if you're willing to learn and if you're willing to learn and change and make yourself into a better coach, then I believe that everyone has the ability to improve themselves and become better in the future. But if you're somebody who's stubborn, and you're just stuck on your way or the highway, then yeah, you do have a ceiling because you're not willing to learn anything new. You're just stuck in your ways and your beliefs. So the question is Jason Kidd the type of coach where he's willing to learn from his mistakes and, like, say for example, he's an assistant coach with the Lakers right now. Like, is he taking, tidbits from Vogel's coaching and he's adding it to his, coaching philosophy? It's possible. And he's going to become a better coach because of that? Or Jason Kidd the type to be like, you know what? I'm not taking examples from anybody. I'm stuck in my own ways, my own coaching style. I'm going to do things the way I see fit, and I don't believe in taking, notes from anybody. So, I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, what kind of coach is Jason Kidd?
The fact that he was even taking that assistant job after trying to take over the Nets in 3 days as a coach lets me know that maybe there was some growth.
Yeah.
Just maybe there was some growth. At the same time, though, I still remember him as Jason Kidd who trolled us in the Nets uniform for that reason and that reason alone. No, I'm joking.
I mean, to be real about him, I mean, dude did have one good season with the Knicks. Like, the one season he was our point guard, the Knicks actually won 54 games.
I'm telling you, though, man. Listen, I have a theory. Yes, he did good that one season with the Knicks. But I feel like he hated us so much, he purposely sucked in the playoffs. Can't you? You remember how bad he played? He was hitting threes all season long. All of a sudden, playoffs, brick. He built another garden, dog. He sabotaged us, man. He was like, "This is for Jersey."
Or maybe my man was just tired. He was like, you know what? I went hard in the regular season. Playoffs come, I'm tired, man. I ain't got no more legs.
I mean, that's probably the more probable reason.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's less fun. Speaking of coaches and probable coaches, because my guy Sean, his original question was going towards Mike Woodson.
Yeah.
Right? News came out that Mike Woodson wants to be with the Knicks. The word that was used was desperate. Mike Woodson is desperate to return to the Knicks in any role possible.
And I'll definitely accept that as an assistant coach. Definitely.
Exactly. So, who knows what's happening? We might have a Mike Woodson reunion here. For sure.
Word.
Also, Tom Thibodeau. I'm going to get into him as well. Because it just seems like, first of all, are the Knicks taking it seriously? This whole coaching thing is a ruse, man. This whole coaching thing, coaching search. Ooh, we're doing our due diligence. Ooh, bull. Just bull.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bull.
I just feel like the Knicks are just pretending to do due diligence by interviewing all these guys, but at the end of the day, it's like their coaching board in the office is Tom Thibodeau, then
Dylan. Yes,
exactly.
We talked about this last week, Ryan. We talked about this last week. I think Mark Burnman was talking about this whole thing was a ruse from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
They're interviewing all these coaches only to collect intel. That's it.
Yep.
Just to collect intel on their philosophies and how to go about things. So, pretty much, thank you, Jason Kidd, for your great interview. Because as good as it was, you're still not going to get the job. And we're just going to steal your brain and insert it into the Knicks offense or defense.
Exactly. But I think Jason Kidd will be all right, though. I mean, he's with LeBron in LA. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll definitely be fine. But, yeah, Leon, you slide, dog. I saw it. Yeah, I see you. But moving on to Tom Thibodeau. Yo, man, the job is so Tom's that's been reported that Tom is already looking at film.
Oh, damn. Oh, Tom already getting ready for the 2021 season. My man's is ready. Got the film on deck already.
Yo, man. Berman is funny. He hashtagged it Knicks Film School, which is interesting. If you know what Knicks Film School is, you know why that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah. Tom Thibodeau, while waiting to see if he gets a job, already dug into the Knicks film and is studying the players. Apparently, he's trying to figure out how to make Mitch Robinson even more of a better defender. Look at that.
I mean, my guy's already averaging almost 3 blocks a game. So, I mean, if he can get him into a better defender, make him average almost 4, I'm like, hey, why not? Why not?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. His job is his. News is supposed to come out. What new hire should be announced this week, possibly next week. Don't see it going past July. I know it's kind of been reported that Tom might want to keep his options open.
Mm-hmm.
It's a risk. I'm telling you right now. It's a risk to keep the option open to see if you want to join the Houstons and the 76ers of the world. But I definitely would. I can see him trying to get that Houston job, though. I'm not going to lie. But it is a risk.
Yeah, because I think I read somewhere that because of the pandemic and obviously owners taking a hit financially, that teams might stick with what they already have at the moment. So they were saying that the Sixers might stick with Brett Brown one more season because of the pandemic, and Houston might extend D'Antoni for that extra season, because I think D'Antoni has an option or something where Houston can activate and he coaches one more season. And they were even saying that with the Nets, Jacques Vaughn, that they might even keep him for next season because of the pandemic. So if that's the case, then yeah, Thibodeau's coming to the Knicks. Like just write it in stone. It's done.
Yeah, just write it in stone. It seems like it's done, man. I'm not gonna lie. And shout out to you, Nick Breezy, YouTube commenter. I'm gonna read his comment real quick. It says, "I'm good with whoever we hire, as long as it's not Jason Kidd, Jackson, or Tibbs. Ouch.
Well, sorry, but it seemed like Thibs coming, so you're gonna have to accept it, B.
Yeah, man. Sorry. I predict in a week or two we'll be doing another video, trying to do a deep dive into all of Tom Thibodeau's offensive, defensive sets, or whatever the hell we come up with.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wanted you, Kenny or Mike. I'm mad. I didn't see Mike's name mentioned at all in the second round interviews, man. That guy never had a chance.
Exactly.
Never had a chance.
But hey, I mean, Mike did do a good job with the G League, so why not bring him back to the G League then and coach the G League guys if he's not going to be the head coach, or you could just keep him on the staff.
Yeah, keep him on the staff as a guy who develops. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But moving on, short news week, guys. Short news week. Listen, there was some bad news about Dawson last week. It's not set in stone. He might still come, but I'm not sure. It's looking bleak. Sorry, guy. Sorry, Dot. But glimmer of hope for the Frank Hive. Yeah. It has been reported that there's a sense that Rose wants to turn the Frenchman into a viable piece. You know that he had ties with Frank Ntilikina a little bit early with the CAA, so he's kind of already familiar with him. And he kind of feels like, depending on his role, if used correctly, he could do some good for the Knicks. And we all know Tom Thibodeau likes what?
Defensive players.
You right. So if he likes defensive players and defensive guards, Frank Ntilikina fits that mold.
Yes, sir.
Any thoughts on that, Ryan?
Well, here's my thought. First and foremost, Frank is the player that I think most Knicks fans split hairs with, because there's like one half of Knicks fans that's, like, yeah, Frank is our guy and this and that. But then there's another half of Knicks fans that be like, oh, Frank is trash and blah, blah, blah. But the thing with Frank is, Frank has a skill set that is effective in today's game. And what he does well is play defense, which is hard to find nowadays in the NBA because everybody just wants to score the rock and not give much effort on defense. But Frank actually puts defense first, and
multiple positions.
And his mindset, exactly. His mindset is to lock down the other team's best player. And I don't care what team you're coaching, having a player like that is going to be very beneficial to your squad. So I feel like the Knicks keeping Frank is actually a good thing, because with the way the league is going right now, with so many great point guards, you're going to need somebody that can actually like slow these guys down.
Absolutely.
And Frank can do that. And the thing with Frank too is that I feel like even though his offensive game is shaky at times, he at least shows flashes that his offensive game can grow. Because before the pandemic came, his last game against Atlanta, he dropped 20 and 10.
There you go, buddy. There you go.
Exactly. So he's showing that it's possible. The only thing with Frank is that you just have to get him to a point where it's consistent.
Right.
Where he's consistently confident and he actually goes out there, get his buckets and at least average over maybe 10 to 15 a game.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, at least in my opinion, I think Frank has shown me enough to where I'm willing to work with him, and hopefully, if the right coach is in place to utilize him to his strengths, I feel like Frank is going to be at least a solid piece for the Knicks in the future.
Yeah, I hope so, because listen, it's been said that Tom Thibodeau, he can develop players. He developed Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose already started out with a deep well of growth.
Yeah.
I want to see what he does with guys like Frank. Now, some might say, you know what? You see what happened with Jimmy Butler.
Mm-hmm.
It remains to be seen. I'm excited to see what happens with Frank if he stays around. It's also weird to see the choice of words Ian chose to use. Because what was the word used? Value. The sense is Rose wants to turn the Frenchman into a valuable piece.
That could go a lot of ways, though.
Things that make you go, Ian, brother, valuable piece. Interesting choice of words. When you talk about RJ Barrett, you talk about Mitchell Robinson, he doesn't use the word valuable. He uses words like foundation.
Yeah.
Things that make you go,
yeah. So I mean, do you mean viable piece as in viable to the rotation, or do you mean viable piece as in hopefully we can turn him into a good enough player so we can package him for hopefully a superstar in the future?
Like Devin Booker? In 2 years?
Hey.
That's what I'm saying, yo. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where he's going with this. It can mean either or both. But that's where my brain is going when he says something like valuable piece, man. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Say it. All just interesting news or interesting dots to connect. Because you know what I like about Berman sometimes, man? Berman sometimes he's clickbaity a little bit, but sometimes he throws out the connections that you forget about. Those things that get you go moments. And when you think about Tom Thibodeau, what do people say about Tom Thibodeau? They say he likes veterans, right? They said he likes people who he's worked with before, right? Taj Gibson is already here. Knicks are looking for a point guard. I know we mentioned we want Chris Paul here, but Detroit. Berman mentions, don't count out a reunion of Tom Thibodeau and Derrick Rose. They are fond of each other. They're like kindred spirits. They both love basketball. You already see Tom Thibodeau's already looking at that film. He didn't have the job yet.
But wait, hold up though. Like, for example, Tom Thibodeau coached Derrick Rose in Chicago. Then when he went to Minnesota, wasn't Derrick Rose there too?
I'm just saying. Follow the tea leaves.
So imagine if he comes to the Knicks and then we get Derrick Rose again.
Again. Another one.
Oh man.
Like, really? Like, are we open to Derrick Rose Part 2? Before you answer that,
I mean, if you look at his stats, he had a pretty impressive season with Detroit last year. This past season.
I mean, go ahead, read them off. Read them off.
So this season for Detroit, Derrick Rose is averaging 18.1 points a game.
What?
5.6 assists per game.
What the hell?
Shooting 49% from the field.
What year is this?
Apparently, this is 2020.
Oh. Wait. 49% for the field. Hold on. Hold the phone, Ryan. 49% for real. Is that a career high? I believe
Let's
it is.
see. Is that a career high?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Yeah, career high.
49% from the field, career high.
Oh.
53% from 2-point percentage. Career high.
Which is not surprising because if you remember Derrick Rose, the one thing he could do as a point guard was finish at the rim and get to the rim.
Yeah, but he's augmented his game. I don't know if you watched it in the clips. Yo, if you go back into the KOT archives, shout out to Edson Sean, because we talked about how we hated Derrick Rose when he was here. Not hated, but We were frustrated with him at times
Defense.
on the defensive end, but also, the injuries.
Yeah.
The injuries. He was going to the hole with reckless abandon. We kind of talk about how he needs to augment this game, take more floaters, take more jumpers to extend his career. And lo and behold, it seems like more recently he's going to the hole, yes, but I've seen a lot more highlights of him taking floaters.
Yeah.
He's doing it, Ryan. He hurt Edson from 4 years ago. When did we record that? When was that?
So, can we take credit for that?
I mean, I guess.
Oh. Because I mean, technically, we said that when Derrick Rose was in New York.
I mean,
so
yeah, because remember he got injured, and he was like, "Man, here we go again." After he's playing well, and he's back.
Yeah.
How would you feel if Derrick Rose came back, man?
You see, I don't. The way the Knicks are currently
It's
set
tricky.
up, especially if the Knicks actually draft a point guard in the draft, it's like, where's there space for Derrick Rose? Because supposedly we have the new point guard, whether it be LaMelo Ball, Killian Hayes, or whoever, and then on top of that we have Frank still here, which is a player that we would like to develop. So that's 2 point guards already on the roster. Dennis Smith Jr. is still here. I don't know if Dennis Smith Jr. would be moved or if he's gonna still be on the squad. But the fact of the matter is he's still here.
I feel like he'll be moved, yo. Maybe it's me just being a hater.
Maybe. So technically speaking, that's 3 point guards right there. So where's there really space for Derrick Rose on the roster? Unless you're going to take minutes away from the young guys and have Derrick Rose.
Where's the space for Chris Paul on the roster?
But the thing with yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
It's interesting. I mean, if a move like that happens, you expect some of these pieces to go. You expect somebody else. You expect us not to pick up an option for Elford, move Dennis Smith Jr. You expect something like that to happen.
Yeah.
Especially if he's trying to raise the value of Frank. It seems like they might try to keep him here and move the other 2 pieces. Bare minimum.
Which would make sense.
Unless they see Frank as a 2 and not a 1. Well,
I think Frank could work at. I think Frank can work at the 2. It's just a matter of, being a consistent shooter. That's the only thing.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. I will say this: if Derrick Rose ever came back, I would cheer. Am I looking forward to Derrick Rose's return? Not really.
For me, it's going to depend on who they draft.
Yeah. Would it happen? It's Tom Thibodeau. Like Mark said, that was a good point, Mark. That was a really good point. I was reading, I was like, ooh, this dude's right.
Well, at least we can expect Taj Gibson's gonna be back next season.
Oh yeah, he's fighting for him. That's a fact.
Word.
Just don't start him over Mitch, please.
Yeah, it's about time Mitch get those starter minutes. Third year in the league.
Mm-hmm.
It's about time he get those starter minutes.
Let's go, man. Take those big boy draws. Pull them up. Let's go.
And make Mitch shoot some threes, man. My dude can actually hit them from long range.
Yo, Jason Kidd was here. He make Mitch the point guard. Giannis 5.0.
Word. Oh man, like I said with Mitch, the only thing with Mitch is you just have to get his strides right. Cause he already got the dribble moves. You just have to get him to a point where it's like, okay, do one hezzy, one fake, one between the legs, pick up the ball, hold it up high, 1, 2, bang.
Money, make it Mitch.
Yeah, you're right. I'm here for that. Definitely here for that.
Word.
Now, it's time for the favorite part of our show. Ooh picks. Ooh picks are usually the best plays of the week. But there's no basketball. So there's no best plays of the week.
It's rough.
It's rough out here in these streets.
Yes, sir.
But you know what we do have? Best workout videos of the week.
Money making Mitch.
Money, make it Mitch.
Best workout video of the week goes to, of course, I got Money Making Mitch. If you haven't been on Instagram and Twitter, get out of your rock, man. This guy is doing crossover. Hezzy, going to the hole, banging it on people.
Yes, sir.
So shout out to all the Hezzies in between the legs that Mitch did in all the training videos this week.
Mitch out there look like a PG point guard.
Big facts. Snapple facts. Quick and easy. All right. Now it's time for the other favorite part of our show.
Bruh.
The bruh picks. Bruh picks are usually the dumbest plays of the week. Something stupid that happened. And sometimes it's not even basketball related. It is life bros. And as of now, since there is no basketball, but it will be starting soon, we're just going to be having some life bros. I have a feeling, Ryan, we have the same bro.
Maybe. Who's your bro?
My bro goes out to, I feel like I mention this guy like every week of this month. Come on, man. My Con.
Oh,
Kane, man.
We got the same bro. We got the same bro.
Kane, what are you doing, Kane? I want the old Kane back, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. I don't understand how his parents seem to be like, historians and Black Panthers, and he comes out for his presidential 2020 run and says Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves.
Bruh.
Don't throw the whole man away, man. Throw him away.
Yeah, you gotta throw him away, man.
For all of those who are worried about him stealing the votes from Joe Biden because of this presidential run, I was worried about it for a half a second. Until that clip. I don't know. Yeah. I was like, whoever votes for him is just trolling at this point.
Exactly. Like, here's my thing. Kanye West, I feel like at times he can make good points. He just doesn't know how to say it. Because my thing is, how can you, because the way he said it, he was like, Harriet Tubman didn't actually. You want me to talk?
Go ahead.
He said Harriet Tubman didn't actually free slaves. She just had them work for other white people. And I'm like, dog, if you said it, if Kanye West said it like, okay, Harriet Tubman tried to free slaves, but not all of them got free and ended up on other plantations, then I would have been like, okay, it makes sense. But the way he said it, he made it sound like Harriet Tubman was out here actually taking slaves from plantations and bringing them to other plantations. And I'm like, that's not the case. Harriet Tubman actually tried to free these slaves. So I'm like, wait, like, where is he? Like, I don't know if it's him not knowing how to say things, or it's just him being plainly ignorant. Like, I don't know what it is.
You know what, Ryan? I didn't even think that's what he was trying to say. That makes a whole lot more sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Than what I read he said or heard.
Exactly.
Because what I was befuddled.
Me too, man. I was like,
vote for Kanye.
Bruh.
Like, I don't understand, man. Like, this man basically destroyed his presidential campaign before it even got started. Be like,
oh man, he destroyed my view of him. Unfortunately. You didn't make all falls down. You did it. Oh man. Any more bro picks, man?
Nah, that was my only bro right
That's all. That's the only one that mattered in school.
Exactly. That's the only one, man.
Oh wait, no.
Wait.
I got one.
All right.
Next bro pick goes out to August Alsina.
Oh man.
Listen, man.
Bruh.
My guy came out, he had the red table talk with Jada and them.
Mm-hmm.
Sits down with Angela Yee, talks about, experience with Jada and da-da-da. I'm watching this video, oh man, my guy, August, he's hurt. He's in pain. He's in love. He's been disappointed. Jada let him down. It's like, oh, wow. All of a sudden, Jada does this talk. It talks about entanglement. It's been a joke. It's been a joke for the last 2 weeks. Entanglement.
Yeah.
A week later, August puts out a song with Rick Ross called Entanglement.
Oh.
I know I hit ooh. But it's also the bruh.
Yeah.
It's ooh because it's funny. But it's bruh because it's like, it feels nasty, man. It feels dirty, man. It feels like he's just blatantly capitalizing off of this crazy press run. It just makes it sound like you snitched for paper.
Exactly. It's like I don't know if August is being extremely petty or if he's just being like, you know what? I put this out here and Jada had to talk about it, which made it blow up. So you know what? I'm gonna make a song and capitalize off of this. Like, I don't know which
exactly
one it
what
is.
it seems like, though. Exactly. It just came out. It just became part of his rollout, man.
Yeah.
And listen to the Rick Ross verses. It's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, man.
Yeah.
Jada and Will had to go away and not listen to this madness because, Lord, they're going in right now. You might need to stay wherever you are, Jada and Will, for like another year and a half or so.
Word.
Y'all can afford it though.
Bruh.
All right. I'm done. That is our show.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Dash Radio for hosting us. Shout out to youtube.com/Nick Time Show. If you want to watch all the other episodes on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, are you dumb, man? Like, what's wrong with you, bro?
Subscribe and give us the likes and the shares.
Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Shout out to all the new subscribers that's been coming lately, man. It seems like the subscribers jump is heavy. Shout out to you guys, man. I appreciate you.
Yes,
also,
facts.
we haven't gotten the episodes on SoundCloud or iTunes yet, but it's gonna happen. Trust me. Check out all the old episodes on SoundCloud.com/Show, iTunes, and Google Play, and Spotify, as well as Dash Radio. Cool. That is all. You can find us on social media. Nick and Tom Show on Instagram. The KLT Show on Twitter. And you can also find us on Facebook as well.
Yes, sir.
And you can find me on J.Ellis Draw Stings on Instagram. J-E-L-L-I-S Draw Stings. No $ ass nothing. Straight up, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
J.Ellis, like Ellis Island. Where can they find you, Ryan?
They can find me on the Instagram at Sir G is chillin'.
Sir G is chillin'.
That is SIR. G is CHILLIN. And I just want to say these two things right quick. Rest in peace, John Lewis.
Oh, rest in peace, John Lewis.
Yes, and also justice for Breonna Taylor.
Justice for Breonna Taylor, for sure.
Yes.
For sure. Justice for Breonna Taylor. Black Lives Matter. Links will be below on the YouTube. Let you know where you can contribute your funds, where you can find information. All the noise related to Black Lives Matter. All the things gonna progress our community as a people, etc. Thank you guys for watching.
Yes, we out.
Preach.
Peace and love out to where you from. But all about the world they ever come. Say again, bright lights, big city. Bright lights, big city. Gonna do what I'm supposed to do. Represent for my New York City crew. Say again, bright lights, big city. Bright lights, big city. New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.